episode of the Retro Craptacular podcast, where each month we continue our search for the best bad movies on the planet Earth. I am your host, Aaron, and I am joined, as always, by Matt.
Hey.
Hey, man.
Hi.
How's it going?
That came out saucy. I don't know why. I'm fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Kinda tired.
Cool.
My butt hurts.
Ooh.
So I've been driving a lot lately. Like every day I drive a lot for work.
Yeah.
And I got this weird thing from like having my foot slightly raised while sitting. Where just my right butt cheek has got that tension in it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So how are you?
Good. Butt cheeks are good.
Good. Glad to hear about your butt cheeks.
My problem is all in my lower back because I sit at a desk all day for work and I have horrible posture and I refuse to improve it. So,
like by principle or what's your deal?
Partially by principle. Hold on. Partially by principle, but also partially just due to laziness and apathy.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I try to sit up nice, and then like after 5 minutes of editing, I'm like, this fucking sucks. I'm gonna lean back.
Do you at least have like an ergonomic chair at work, or
no?
what are you sitting in?
It's not the best. It's like your classic like leather desk chair with the armrests and the.
Oh, okay.
You know, it kind of rocks back a little bit, and so I like to keep it fully rocked as long as possible, and then also like just kind of throw up.
Just throw up.
Sorry, I gotta.
Just throw up on it.
I had to just throw up. Throw up my feet on the desk, you know. I'm just gonna put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Hold on.
Yeah, please do.
Sorry, the people upstairs just texted me and they're like, "Hey, you've got mail," and I'm like, "That's weird. No one sends me mail to this house."
Probably junk.
It's probably junk. I have most of my mail still sent to my parents' house because they live in a better neighborhood than I do. And so like I don't want just my Amazon package sitting on the doorstep.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, I don't think we ever had any problems with mail getting stolen or anything when you were living here, did we?
No, but you know, you always thought about it.
Well, yeah,
right?
like it's not like the house isn't in the best part of town. Anyways.
But also like when you walk past the house and you see an Amazon package sitting on their stoop, isn't there just a party that wants to just run up there and snack it? Like just take it home.
Yeah, it's probably something dope.
Yeah,
actually,
maybe.
It's probably something I don't need. It's probably like a.
It's like it's a dish rack.
Yeah, it's like someone's shower organizer or fanny
pack. 100 white socks.
I only wear black socks. Damn it. And you gotta like bring it back in shame. Be like, hey, I stole this. I don't want it.
I stole this, but it sucks. So
so you can have it. Yeah. No, man. People that steal Amazon packages are assholes.
Yeah, I'd never do that.
What you been up to? What you been watching? You been watching anything good?
Yeah, man. I finally watched Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, sick. What'd you think?
Yeah, man. It was like, ultimately, I loved it. It was like undeniably hilarious, undeniably moving, and tragic as hell. Mm-hmm. And like, but I couldn't help like wondering every like 15, 20 minutes, like, man, do some people just hate this because of its content? Like,
yes.
Like, there must be people who are just so outraged and disgusted by this movie.
There are. The person I went to see this movie with hated it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. But like, yeah, if you look at it at face value, some people could be like, oh, he's trying to make the Holocaust funny. But but that's not accurate. If you
No.
When you're watching the movie, like that was not the intention of the humor at all.
No, it's about how easy it is for someone to become radicalized by a corrupt system that force feeds them lies. And because they don't know any better, they accept those lies and face value. And it leads to their skewed perception of the world. So him asking, her all these questions about Jews and whether they sleep upside down and lay eggs and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, that's what he had been told, and so he, it's demonstrating how easy it is for young people to be manipulated by something that they've been, led to believe is right and true, which is your government. You're led to believe that your government has your best interests at heart and is telling you the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it wasn't a satire or anything. It was just like, I don't know if it felt like they were like, well, Taika Waititi was using humor to bring us like more easily into an incredibly difficult subject. Like, yeah, the comedy was like the gateway, like the easing into it. It felt like, because it definitely got less funny, as the movie went along.
Oh no, definitely. I mean, and there's a reason why it took him 6 years to sell this movie. Like,
I did not know that. That makes sense, though.
Well, because you walk in, as he put it, he's like, yeah, you walk into a pitch meeting and you say, oh, yeah, I'd like to make a movie about little boy in the Hitler Youth. And they're like, all right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that he is now Academy Award winner Taika Waititi. That made me very, very happy, as well as Bong Joon-ho winning 4 Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Have you seen Parasite yet?
I haven't yet, no.
Move it to the top of your list, man.
Sounds good.
It's so good. I couldn't believe I actually jumped out of my chair and cheered when it won Best Picture.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Which, like, I haven't cared about the Oscars in a while. And, like, I knew that it was going to win Best International Film, right? I was like, that's a given. And then for the last couple of years, Best Director and Best Picture haven't really gone hand in hand. And so when he won Best Picture, I was like, oh, snap. Like, that, or when won Best Director, I was like, oh, okay, good for him. And, I mean, after he won what was the 4th one? He won 4 Oscars. Oh, Original Screenplay.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was after that one. Yeah, after that one, he's like, I'm going to go drink now, thank you. And, like, walked off the stage, and then he won Best Director, and he's like, okay, now it's time to drink. And then I was like, this poor man, all he wants to do is go get shit-faced, and people just keep handing him awards. Like, I was literally, I'm like, what if they do win Best Picture, and he's too drunk to, like, walk onto the stage?
Like, completely shit-faced.
Yeah.
It'd be so funny.
It'd be so funny. But no, it was awesome to see that win. I was very, very happy with how the Oscars went this year. You have a Indigenous person winning Best Adapted Screenplay, and you have a South Korean immigrant winning 4 awards on the night.
Yeah.
I'd say there's not a total lack of diversity.
Yeah, not total.
But Booksmart should have been nominated for everything. How that movie got so unbelievably fucked, I will never understand. The movie was amazing.
Which one was that again?
It's the one about the 2 girls who are huge nerds, and they're trying to, like, have a party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like they call it, like, Girl Superbad, which is like a oversimplification, I think. But
no, it's a very different movie. Yeah.
But if you need to get the point across to someone real fast, it's like, okay, it's about kids trying to party before they graduate, and it's just with two girls.
Yeah.
What an amazing movie.
It was pretty damn funny.
I'm way more upset that movie got completely snubbed than I am about the fact that Greta Gerwig didn't get nominated for Best Director, because she wasn't the only movie not nominated for Best nominated for Best Picture that wasn't nominated for Best Director, because for whatever reason they decided to expand that category, the picture category, to 10, but then they kept the director category of 5. So every year, 5 directors get snubbed. Yeah, so it's like you can complain about her not getting nominated, but you can't necessarily call it a snub, I don't think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not like, oh yeah, they had the potential to nominate her, but then they just didn't. They could have gone to 6 if they wanted.
Yeah.
But,
Why are they only do 5? Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Oscars are weird. I don't know.
Oscars are still super weird. But
I stopped paying attention to them like a decade ago.
Yeah. What have I been watching? Oh, I finally got around to watching Sex Education.
Oh, yeah.
On Netflix. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah, I've seen all of it, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I just started season 2 the other night.
Okay, so you've seen all of season 1?
All of season 1, and I saw him bust a nut on the car window in front of his mom.
Fucking hell.
Which was so funny, and I almost did a spit take. It's just, I was just not expecting that, because she it's very delayed. She comes over, she's like, Otis, what are you doing? And he's like, oh no, just like, and I was like,
yeah,
oh my god, that's so funny.
It's so fucking weird. Oh, did you? No, just to be clear, you were watching this alone?
Yeah.
It was like one of the only times that I've ever been watching something with my wife and started to get actually uncomfortable. Because this is like, man, we're just a married couple, sitting in bed together watching a very long montage of this teenage boy jerking off per day, all day.
With like a boys' choir singing a cover of I Touch Myself.
Yes.
Which is like one of the weirdest musical choices in that whole show, which was then immediately followed up by the Hot 8 brass band cover of Sexual Healing.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fantastic. It's from the Chef soundtrack, I think. Go look that up and listen to it. It's worth your time.
So good.
If you haven't heard it. So that's kind of all I've been watching. Still making my way through BSG.
Oh, yeah.
But, Yeah. So still making my way through that, but I kind of put that on pause because I started watching Sex Ed, and that was real funny.
That's fair. Gotta switch it up.
Yeah. I think that's all from me. What did I... Oh, I went and saw the Harley Quinn movie.
Oh, I didn't know that there was a Harley Quinn movie.
You're not alone. It's doing very poor.
Oh, dear.
It's called... Well, when it was released, it was called Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Like that... That is the full title?
That's the full title.
All right.
Yeah. So it's, Hail to the Thief, or slowly opening your mouth in the cold and the fog and the dark and the rain and the sadness. No. Man, that's a very, very niche joke that no one will get. Like, there will be like 2 people that will get that joke.
Yeah, if you got that joke, write in retrocrappod@gmail.com.
Oh man, I saw the best tweet the other day, and I gave the dude props for sending it, and I wonder if I can find it, but I probably can't. Anyway, so the movie Knives Out is getting a sequel, and on their Twitter account, they put out like, what should we call, the the sequel, and there was a lot of like, spoons in or forks out or knives out 2, knives outer, like those kind of things, right?
I like that one.
Back in the habit. But someone put, what is it? You and Whose Army, I think, or whatever the song is on Amnesiac that comes after. I'm gonna look up the. But it was like
so good.
It was such, and no one had liked it, no one had retweeted it, and I was just like, I want to fist bump this man, but I need to do it through the internet. So I sent him a GIF of Captain America from, what's the movie that he's in? The Avengers. Where he was like, I understood that reference. Okay, well, the song that follows Knives Out is actually Morning Bell / Amnesiac, but that's not what he put on there.
Okay, but the joke got across.
I think he put You and Whose Army, which is the one that comes 2 tracks before. Anyways,
I love that song.
It was a dope, deep cut Radiohead reference, and I had so much respect for that guy.
Legit.
I lost my train of thought. What were we doing? Oh, Harley Quinn movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they've since retitled it. Like after it had a horrible opening weekend, they retitled it to Harley Quinn: Birds of Prey.
That's cleaner.
But they couldn't change the title card in the actual movie, so when you go see it, it still says Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. So
yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So how was it?
Fine.
Okay.
It was, I don't know, it was fun. Ewan McGregor's in it, and he plays Black Mask, and he's like a crazy dude, and that was a lot of fun.
Wow.
They kind of let him do whatever he wanted.
Love it.
And I mean, like, Margot Robbie's good as Harley Quinn. Like, it was better than Suicide Squad, so there's that.
Oh, good. Yeah, I saw that, and it was kind of boring.
But it's clear they don't. Yeah, it was, right.
Weirdly, I can't even say why. Like, it was just boring.
Yeah. But it's clear that they don't know what to do with the Joker, because now that everyone liked this other non-canonical Joker movie way more than they liked Jared Leto's take on the Joker, which, by the way, was my favorite part of Suicide Squad. I thought that his Joker was great, and I was like, I want to see this weird Joker do more things. But
yeah, I actually remember us talking about that at one point. We kind of disagreed on it. I personally didn't like his Joker very much, but
dude, you're in the majority. A lot of people don't like it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I'm the weird one. But I also didn't
good self-awareness.
I also didn't like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker very much.
I still haven't seen that.
Like, the more I think about, I think I need to watch it again, because the more I think about it, the less I like it, and so I don't know if like watching it again would like refresh my opinion or reinforce it. But I remember coming out of it and being like, that was pretty good, and then the more I thought about it, I was like, wait, was it? Maybe it was really bad and borderline irresponsible, and it definitely has a scene where the main character just outwardly states the theme of the movie, like verbally, almost directly to the camera. And I'm like
stating the theme, and then they're slowly looking towards the camera as they say it.
Kind of like it takes place on a TV show, so he's like being interviewed by the TV show host, and it's like zooming in on him while he's like saying the line, and it's just like, fuck, man, like that was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. That kind of writing, the bar's lower than I thought, man. But
you still have a chance.
Dude, I still got a chance, man. Yeah, so that's what I did. Saw Harley Quinn. I would recommend checking it out. There's a really fun moment where they're having a fight. All of them and the Birds of Prey are having a fight. Also, it's directed by a woman. Kathy Yan directed.
Oh, great.
The movie, and she did a good job.
Yeah, good. I feel like if it's if it's about women and it's like a mostly female cast, then getting a female director is usually I don't know, get a more authentic what's the word, performance out of the group scenes.
Yeah, well, there was a really great scene where they were having a fight scene at the end, and one of the characters offers another one of the characters a hair tie.
Oh.
And they're like, "Hey, do you need a hair tie?" She's like, "Yeah, thanks." And then they like go back to like kicking the crap out of some goons. And I'm like, "All right, clearly a woman wrote this, because I would never think of that." Even like a guy who has long hair and sometimes needs a hair tie at the moment, like I would still never think of that.
That's good.
It's so funny. But yeah, it's great. That being said, I don't think that writing or directing of the genders is gender exclusive.
Oh, no, I definitely didn't mean to say that it was exclusive.
No, I didn't think you did, but I think there are people that definitely do kind of, have that opinion, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you can write good characters, I think it also depends on the subject matter, right?
That's true, yeah.
Like a good character is a good character.
Yep.
Regardless of gender, right? So
that's very true.
Anyways,
I guess the biggest problem actually is sometimes people write a male character or a female character when they should just be writing a character, right?
Yeah, well, that's like something that like the movie Alien, for example. There was a footnote in the script. They all had completely androgynous names. They were all last names, right?
Oh yeah.
And so they all could have been. There was a note in the script. I think they just used male pronouns for the script, but there was a footnote in the script that said any of the characters could be, swapped to the other sex should you feel the need, kind of thing. And the guys that wrote it like had no intention of it ever being the lead,
right?
That was turned into a woman, but that became like the signature character of that series and is like regarded as one of the greatest like female action heroes of all time. So, yeah, just focus on writing a character.
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a fun little tidbit.
Fun fact.
Fun facts on the Retro Crap Pod. It's our new segment.
I like the theme song.
I'm going to turn that into an actual theme song, and this will be a recurring segment that we do every episode.
Love it.
All right. I think that covers all the chit-chat that needs to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like we've chitted and chatted enough.
I chatted.
Yeah, you did. Good job. All right. Let's
just felt so patronizing. Yeah, you did. Good job.
It's like me like congratulating my nephew on like sticking 6 Lego bricks together. Like, yeah, you did it, kid. Good job. You stuck those Lego bricks together.
Well
Anyways,
done.
we are continuing our famous series now. 2 months in a row. We kept it going. The streak is alive of our the distant future, the year 2000. 20-year retrospective of bad movies from the year 2000. And since The Invisible Man is coming out this weekend, we decided to take it's either already out or it's coming out this weekend. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, right. We watched Hollow Man.
If we're going to move forward, this is the next logical step.
We're ready for you.
Here goes nothing.
Sebastian, are you in here? So, what's it like being a ghost?
Ghosts are dead. I'm very much alive.
question is, what would you do if you knew you couldn't be seen?
Imagine the freedom to fulfill any desire. Now, imagine that power in the wrong hands.
It's amazing what you can do when you don't have to look at yourself in the mirror anymore.
Which is a strange movie.
Yes,
And
that
I
was
watched
strange.
it, and I need to refer to my notes. It's a good thing I took notes this time, actually, because we ended up watching this movie like a while ago. I had to get my laptop repaired, and so we were not able to record as soon as possible, which is why this episode's coming out so late. But we're doing it
Just for you.
just for you. Although
Okay, no,
I
don't
did,
care about you. Yeah, we do it anyway.
dude,
Let's
I
be real.
almost, yeah, it's true. Well, I did almost consider canceling the podcast tonight and driving to Seattle to see Death Cab for Cutie, because they posted on their Instagram that they're playing all of Transatlanticism front to back.
What?
I know.
Oh, I mean, like,
And if it was
good for you for sticking to our plans.
like, if I had
But I
had
wouldn't
my
have understood.
dude, like if I had had my passport with me at work, I probably would have bought a ticket and just gone straight from work, like just straight to Peace Arch, because I work like right by there.
Oh,
It
yeah,
wouldn't
of
take me very
course.
long to get there, so it's like, oh man, I saw that and I was like, fuck, one of my favorite bands playing my favorite album by them at the Showbox in Seattle. Like, oh, it would have been.
Man.
But I was like, nope, gotta talk about Hollow Man.
Yeah,
So here we are.
it's almost
right, I
as
think-
fun.
I think the 20th anniversary of that album is in like 3 years or 2 years, something like that. So I'll be able to
Yeah.
they'll
But
do a
but
tour.
when again will you ever be able to talk about Hollow Man with me over Skype?
Never.
Right? This was your one opportunity. You made the right call.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hollow Man.
What a weird film.
Yes.
Straight
So-
off the bat, I didn't do a lot of research. Okay, I kind of just I saw that, you know, The Invisible Man was coming out, and I was like, oh man, I wonder if Hollow Man was from the year 2000. And then it was, and so I was like, great, let's do that. So the first note I have is, this is a Paul Verhoeven film? Question mark, question mark, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark. And you may know Paul Verhoeven from such films as Showgirls and Starship Troopers and RoboCop.
What?
And, well, those three. Those are the three that he did.
Man.
He's done other movies too, obviously, but those are kind of the three that people would
Okay,
know
yeah.
from.
Well, I had that same moment, except with the freaking composer, when all of a sudden it was like music by Jerry Goldsmith, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, dude.
"Wait, what? Like, this isn't some like rinky-dink piece of shit. They got Jerry Goldsmith."
Jerry freaking Goldsmith.
Yeah,
man.
for
He's
the
a
listeners who don't know Jerry Goldsmith, we're talking
did
Alien.
Alien, yeah.
Yeah.
Chinatown.
Chinatown. Planet of the Apes. I'm pretty sure was Jerry Goldsmith.
Oh, but Verhoeven also did Total Recall and Basic Instinct. Sorry, those.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Now it makes so much more sense, this movie. Yes, the original Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
He did the music for that, and that is like a crazy balls banana pants score. That, like, if you are studying musical composure. Look, I put the emphasis on the wrong syllable and I just went with it, okay?
Well, I couldn't help but laugh.
Composition. Like, I feel like that's like a must study score. Because, like, who knows what's happening in that? It's insane.
There's
like
weird-
people blowing a conch shell.
Some
like,
weird shit.
Yeah. That and Harry Manfredini's, like, Friday the 13th score should be studied, because that score actually makes no sense, like musically or mathematically.
Well, yeah, well, wasn't that one just like, was it even Friday the 13th? Wasn't that just like the creators of the movie? It wasn't like.
No, that's Halloween.
Oh, that was Halloween. I was thinking, okay, yeah, that's right. But yeah,
Yeah.
Friday the 13th is bananas.
Yeah, it's nuts. But yeah, so Jerry Goldsmith, what a champ.
And
I
even
think
beside that,
his-
like, there's some of the cast that's like, hey, these are good actors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is
For the
Kevin
most
Bacon
part.
a good actor? I don't know if Kevin Bacon's a good actor.
Kevin Bacon's really good at being Kevin Bacon. We can give him that.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
He's like really good at being Kevin
Bacon. There was some like, oh shit, that guy's in this. Moments where Greg Grunberg is in this, which is he's probably best known for being in Felicity, but he's also just J.J. Abrams' best friend and is in all of J.J. Abrams' movies, including playing an X-wing pilot in the Star Wars movies.
Oh, who was this in? What character was he in this movie?
The lab assistant guy.
Oh,
Like the one that wasn't Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Or the guy that only wore sweater vests.
who I actually recognized, and it took me a little bit that I was like, oh, I've totally seen that guy just in an episode of The Office.
Yeah, what episode?
It's the one with the daycare. Jim walks in on him pooping on the toilet.
Yes, it's that guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he's the nerdy
man.
assistant guy in Hollow Man. Or not
Oh,
assistant,
that's
but yeah,
right.
he's like one of the techs.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, this is a Paul Verhoeven film. So
Oh.
which I was questioning at first, but then later made a lot of sense. And then the next note I have is security guard - only black guy in the movie? Question mark?
Yep.
Because when Kevin Bacon rocks up in his Porsche, oh yeah, I was right, by the way.
Oh yeah.
When Kevin Bacon rocks up in his Porsche, there's a security guard walks up, takes like 2 steps forward, he's like, "Hello, Dr. Kane." All right, go ahead. Like, doesn't look at his badge, doesn't like look at anything. He just like he has 2 lines and he delivers them like 1 second apart.
Yep.
And I was like, oh man, that first of all, that was some terrible acting. 2, I bet you that's the only black guy in the movie.
Yeah, and you're right.
And I was right. There was a black woman in the movie later. It was like your very, very stereotypical 90s African-American woman.
Oh,
Where
yeah,
it's
that's
like
right.
if it had been played by Wanda Sykes, like no one would be surprised. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, because she's the black actress that you get in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that was.
Woof. Yeah.
Other than that, pretty white. But yeah, no, Thanos is in it, and Elizabeth
Yep.
Shue is in it,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. Greg Grunberg.
I couldn't remember what I'd seen Elizabeth Shue in. Can you help me out? What else was she in?
The thing I remember her most from is the movie Hamlet 2, where she plays herself. She's Steve Coogan's favorite actress, but she's working at like the sexual health clinic or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
Retired from acting. She was also in like Adventures in Babysitting and some other. Oh, she was in she was in the second Back to the Future.
Oh.
She plays the girlfriend. She replaces the old girlfriend, and then they ended up just like leaving her passed out on a bench for the entire movie, and then they go back and get her later.
Oh, that's right. That's probably what I
Yeah.
was thinking of, actually. What a weird freaking movie. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. And then also more recently, if you saw The Boys on Amazon Prime, she was in that.
Oh, I haven't seen that. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Good show. Check it out.
Oh, cool.
Would recommend.
Yeah. So Hollow Man.
So it's a movie about Kevin Bacon, who's a genius scientist, who's a perv.
Yeah.
We established early on that he's a perv, so I don't know why I was surprised later that he was so pervy. And also, it's a Paul Verhoeven movie, but he's like working in his office. He's like creeping on his neighbor who gets undressed in stages throughout her house.
Yes.
She walks in, takes off her blouse, throws it on the couch, walks into the bedroom, takes off her skirt, and then walks to the window and closes the blinds.
Yeah, like a normal human being.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I am blessed with a basement suite that has like one window that just faces out into a backyard full of trees, and no one can see me, so I can walk naked from the bathroom to my bedroom at any given time. And I mean, now no one will see me nude, but at the time, the only person or thing that ever had a chance of seeing me nude was your dog.
Oh yeah.
And
sometimes she'd just be looking in from the backyard.
Yeah. And I'd be like, oh hey, there she is.
Yeah, she don't give a shit. She's naked.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, I was like, oh right, yeah, normal people would close their blinds. That makes sense. Yeah.
Absolutely,
So
they
anyways,
would.
He's a perv, and he is working on turning invisible and then turning uninvisible.
Yeah. So like right at the beginning of the movie, he cracks the code of some molecular
Reversion
thing. Yeah, cracked reversion. So the place that we start in the movie, turning animals and subsequently people invisible, was already accomplished and apparently wasn't that hard.
No.
To put them into a quantum state, I believe is how it was described.
Yeah, which I'll buy.
Sure.
Quantum state.
Why not? But yeah, reversal was the tough part. And yeah, so he cracks reversal and meets up with Thanos and Elizabeth Shue at the lab.
Mm-hmm.
And we see... oh, yeah, go ahead.
He and Elizabeth Shue are former lovers.
Oh, yes.
And she is current lovers with Thanos.
Because Gotsta.
Josh Brolin.
Who?
Josh Brolin.
I'm just kidding.
Thanos. Anyways, she's loving Thanos.
I always forget, like, that Josh Brolin actually does have, like, such a square jaw. Because, like, Thanos is, like, all jaw, but then you see Josh Brolin and you're like, oh, yeah, no, wait, he's mostly jaw as well.
Well, that was kind of the weird thing is, like, you look at Thanos and you're like, oh, yeah, he just kind of, it's like purple Josh Brolin. Like, it just kind of works.
Like, the fun thing about voice acting, you know, is that you can play characters that normally you would never be able to play in real life. But then sometimes...
Yeah, I mean, Thanos is a bit taller, but that's kind of it.
Well, about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Taller and balder.
If they had made this movie in like the 80s, he would have just been painted purple and they'd have him stand on some apple boxes for for every scene. So yeah.
Yeah, so that is important. Elizabeth Shue. I don't remember any of the characters' names right now.
Oh, neither do I. Well, I remember
our lead is Sebastian.
Sebastian, right. Sebastian Kane.
Well, now I forgot the actor's name. Man, I'm just full of brain farts.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon plays a character named Sebastian.
Yeah. And he's got the Kane madness.
Oh, baby.
Which is a reference to evolution. Anyone? Any takers on evolution? No. Okay, all right. I am the only person that likes that movie, apparently.
I couldn't make a cricket sound, so I just made little whistles. I don't know if it came across.
No, that's fine. I understand that I am the only sane person around, apparently, because I'm the only one that likes evolution. Oh, you like evolution, don't you?
Yeah, evolution was freaking awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so we're on the same page. See?
Yeah, I was just making fun of you, you know.
Yeah. So he decides he lies to the government. They test out the reversion on the gorilla that they turned invisible, and it works.
But like the gorilla almost dies.
It almost dies.
There's a lot
But
of
it
stress
doesn't.
on the heart.
It doesn't. It makes it through. So they lie to the general guy
At the Pentagon.
At the Pentagon. Well, so Sebastian lies. They're going there to be like, we fucking did it, and he's like, I need more time. We haven't cracked it right yet. And they're like, well, why would you say that? And he's like, we need to go to phase 3 ourselves. I'm gonna volunteer, and so he volunteers to become invisible.
Yeah. Oh, and an important thing to note too is before they reversed the quantum state of the invisible gorilla that they had, it was like getting violent, and it was referenced that like it had been getting a little more violent the longer it had been in a quantum state.
Yeah.
And like they didn't address that really.
Yeah.
But yeah, the plan was then to put Sebastian into a quantum state for, was it 2 days? I think.
Yeah, 2 days and then pull him out.
Yep, and then do the old reversal.
And so they do that. And well, let me read my notes here. I have some notes. Oh yeah, that Superman joke that he tells, that was real good.
I'd heard it before.
Yeah, me too.
It was actually when he was saying it that I thought, wait, I might have seen this movie before.
Had you seen it before?
I think that I had. As he said that, I was like, wait, I have this awkward memory of hearing this joke while I was watching this movie with my dad.
Ooh, that's a weird one to watch.
And it was really bad. I think it was like on TV.
Maybe I'd heard it from your dad then. Because that joke was also, well, once I heard the punchline, I was like, oh, right. But then, yeah, maybe I
don't know.
Maybe I heard your dad say it, because I had definitely never seen this movie. But it also seems like the kind of joke that your dad would latch onto.
Yeah, he loves bad jokes, you know.
Also, you definitely, when he's turning invisible, you definitely see Kevin Bacon's dick.
Yep.
Not just in CGI. You see it disappear. You see the musculature of his dick in CGI disappear. But you also definitely, when he's thrashing around on the bed, you can see his bacon.
His raw bacon.
Yeah. His pork chop. He flops his chop. Anyways, it's out there. It's out there. Yeah, so then what happens?
So the very first night that he's invisible, he gropes one of his coworkers after she falls asleep in her chair.
Right, and that's when I wrote the note, oh, this is a Paul Verhoeven film. So I was like, yeah, I don't know what else I expected. That tracks.
Yeah, like, yeah.
So they just like he went. So they made the mention at the beginning of the movie that like, oh, the gorilla's been getting more and more violent the longer she's been in a quantum state, but then like he's been invisible like less than 8 hours and he's already getting real gross. So it just leads me to believe that like, nah, he's just a nasty dude.
Yep. Like it's definitely established that he's a gross, creepy perv.
Yeah.
And then it's like, would he have just done the things that he does anyway, or was his brain being messed up by the quantum state? We don't know. For sure.
Yeah, like maybe the quantum state like suppressed his sense of, shame or guilt or whatever it is that prevents you from doing these things that you think about but would never act on, you know.
But then also he just...
I mean, not you personally, but Kevin Bacon, the grody perv.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of, I guess, the question that's being asked in the film, which is a dumb question to ask. Did it need to be asked?
No.
Not
It especially
really.
did not need a movie made about it.
No.
Or at least not this movie.
No.
Because, it gets...
Were there redeeming qualities
worse.
to this movie? Like, there was some kind of fun... Like, okay, the effects when they try to turn him back and it doesn't work, actually, I thought got really cool. Where, like, there's this really cool morph where it goes from, like, he's just, like, muscles on a skeleton, and then, like, it morphs back into Kevin Bacon briefly, and then morphs right back to, like, you know, muscles and veins and back to a skeleton.
Oh, yeah, because the reversal fails.
Yeah. Like, for the most part, the visual effects are pretty of the time.
Yeah, they're dated.
Especially for effects that are, like, you know, take place in a well-lit room where there's, like, nothing to hide behind. Like, you know, the effects in Jurassic Park, people talk about them being, you know, revolutionary and stuff, but there's actually only, like, 11 minutes of CGI footage in Jurassic Park, and, like, don't get me wrong, it's very, very impressive, but you watch it now, and, like, the Brontosaurus at the beginning, or the Brachiosaurus at the beginning, it doesn't look as good as you remember it. and the T-Rex scene, I think, definitely benefits from being, like, lit with, like, one light in the middle of the night and obscured by rain.
Yeah,
you know?
that makes
It's
sense.
Like, because he's wet, then you don't need to, like, worry about the textures as much. Like, you can be a little shinier. Anyways, I'm getting into a whole new...
But anyway, yeah, that was a cool effect when the reversal failed. Yeah.
Yeah. This was actually, I think this was nominated for Best Visual Effects at the Academy Awards, but it lost to Gladiator.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, fair enough. Because you watch Gladiator, like the behind the scenes of Gladiator, and it's like Russell Crowe fighting in, like, a tiny little dirt circle, and then just out in the middle of nowhere, and then they just put in the entire Coliseum and the entire crowd, and, like, none of that had ever been done before. But
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so the person that he gropes, the lab assistant, took me a while to figure out who she was, because I thought that she was the girl in Pulp Fiction that's, like, friends with the drug dealer.
Oh.
You know, the one that's, like, talking about...
I know who you mean.
Like,
I didn't
how many
recognize
piercings
her,
she
though.
has. Well, it's not her, but I think they wanted her, so they got her haircut to look exactly like her and, like, dyed it red. But it's the girl who is girl, she's a woman now. The woman who was in Gone Girl. She plays the detective.
No.
You saw Gone Girl?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
But fun fact.
Fun fact for our listeners who actually watch movies. Anyways, so yeah, they try to reverse it. It doesn't work. One fun detail, actually, that they brought up that I never would have thought of, but is kind of a cool detail, is that, like when he first wakes up after he, like, passes out and he's invisible and he's, like, screaming about, like, turn the lights off.
Oh, yeah.
Because his eyelids are transparent now.
Yep.
So he can't, like, close his eyes. Like, if he tries to close his eyes,
He doesn't
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
and
really
he's,
interesting.
You know, and so part of what I was like, well, maybe what was actually driving the gorilla insane was the fact that she couldn't sleep for, like, 2 weeks, you know? Like,
Oh, yeah.
like, if you were, like, unable to, like, you know, shut your eyes and go to sleep, like, I mean, I'm sure you could, like, pass out, but like that would be crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
That would so totally mess with you, especially a gorilla who like didn't volunteer for this and has no idea what's happening. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I'd go crazy.
Also, I'm pretty sure the gorilla is entirely CGI and maybe a puppet at a couple points. So I don't think any gorillas were harmed in the making of this film.
Seemed, pretty CGI.
Yeah.
I mean, for a lot of it, it's invisible, so that was pretty easy to get away with.
I think there was a shot when they put it back in the cage. I think it was like a puppet or a person in a suit kind of deal.
Oh yeah,
it didn't look like a real gorilla to me. Anyways, so yeah, Kevin Bacon, they build a weird skin suit for him.
Yep.
Because they're like, we can't have you just walking around.
Because before the reversal failed, he'd just been walking around naked all the time, just screwing with people, like moving their drinks when they're not looking, and like flipping their hair and being pretty creepy. I'm over here.
Which I mean, like, I would probably do some of that stuff if I was invisible.
Yeah.
Not pulling people's boobs out of their shirt while they're asleep. Like,
nope.
Probably not do that, but maybe like move someone's can of Coke when they're not looking. That's funny.
Yeah, that is funny. But then
or like knock some things over.
But he like moves her can of Coke and then like tries to seduce her. So
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
So yeah, make him a skin suit. It looks real weird.
Yeah. They make him a skin suit because it's too expensive to just have things floating around. I guess it's just easier to paint out his eyes. So they make the weird skin mask. Whoa. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's not going to show up on the actual recording. Anyways, doesn't matter. I don't know why I addressed it. So yeah, they make the weird skin mask, and then he kind of like hangs out for a bit in the weird skin mask, and then he leaves and goes back to his apartment.
Yeah, and he's like not supposed to leave because he's invisible and people are starting to not trust him.
Yeah, well, and also he's not supposed to be seen, which is kind of ironic because if he's invisible, no one would know. But anyways, because he's not supposed to be invisible, and if the Pentagon finds out that they went ahead with human testing before they were allowed to, it could be problematic.
They would all lose their jobs.
They would all lose their jobs, and then the research would be taken away from them. And yeah, so he literally goes back to his apartment, and he's watching his neighbor get undressed again, and he basically looks into the camera. Can't see it because he doesn't have eyeballs.
Yep.
But basically looks into the camera and goes, well, who would know? And then proceeds to break into her apartment and rape her.
Yep.
Which was like very much like, why did you need to do that?
So friggin' awful.
And the answer is you didn't. Thought about it a lot, and that's the conclusion that I came to, which is you didn't.
Absolutely not. Not necessary.
Yep. I mean, aside from the fact that it really solidifies Kevin Bacon as a real piece of shit, but there's an easier way to do that. Have him kill a dog.
Oh, wait.
I literally had a screenwriting professor tell me, like, if you ever really need to just, like, solidify that someone's an asshole, just have them kill a dog, and the audience will hate them forever. I was like, oh, cool. Great.
So they did both.
Does he kill a dog in them?
Did you not remember that? He straight up does kill a dog in this movie.
Yeah, so they really didn't need to do that rapey scene.
No.
Which dog? I do kind of remember that, but when is it?
So he's there in the lab and he's trying to sleep. There's lots of animals in the lab, and there's one of them that keeps yipping, and he just marches over there and is like, "Shut up!" and it keeps yipping because it's having a moment, right? Because dogs do that.
I do remember that.
And he's like, "Why aren't you listening to me?" And he like opens it up and just like the dog is invisible. It's one of the test subjects, and he's also invisible, but we get the view from like the thermal camera that can pick up the invisible animals.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
And he just like picks it up and bashes it inside of like onto the sides of its own cage. And we just see like the thermal blood splatter. He just straight up murders that dog.
Yeah. Ooh, speaking of blood splatter, I wrote the blood scene is dope. And there's a scene where they're trying to they've sealed in they did some awesome 90s computer hacking. And they've sealed in the lab. So they're locked in there with him, and then they're going to try and find him. Or did he lock them in and they're trying to get out?
It is the latter. Yeah,
he
so
locked
like
them in, right? Yeah.
So like the vet finds the dead dog and like is pretty sure that it's him, and he's like, "No, of course I didn't do that," and shit like that. And so they're starting to distrust him more and more. And then eventually Thanos and Elizabeth Shue go to the Pentagon guy and confess.
Right.
They're like, "No, we lied, and Sebastian is testing himself right now." And he's fucking furious with them.
Yeah, he murders the Pentagon guy.
But yeah, he had followed them, and he just murders the Pentagon guy. And then that's when, once he knows for sure that these people are going to betray him, then yeah, he locks them all in and revokes their security access so they can't leave the lab.
Yeah, that's right. So they're trying to hack it and get their security access back. And then, and then they decide to like try and find him, and Greg Grunberg gets his like neck busted open on a pipe. Yeah. And he's like losing a lot of blood. So then the vet runs into the blood storage lab to get a bunch of blood.
The blood storage lab, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What else would you call it?
I'm pretty sure it was the medical bay.
Yeah, sure, that. Either or. This is, most of my screenplays usually start with like interior room.
Interior blood storage lab.
Blood storage lab. There's a large room full of blood. It's in bags though, not just a room full of uncontained blood. No. So, but then she's pretty sure that Sebastian's followed her in there, and so she's like ripping open the packets of blood to like try and throw on him.
Yeah,
make him visible,
or to at least make it so that if he approaches her, she will see the footprints.
Yeah. It doesn't work. But there is one. She does get one thing of blood on him, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because there's a scene where he's like, you can see the blood kind of like floating in midair, like kind of like a blood-soaked silhouette.
Yeah,
kind of.
That does.
Which was ripped off a little bit in The Boys.
Oh.
Because there's an invisible man, and Carl Urban's fighting with him at one point, and he gets like punched in the face a couple times, and he just like spits his own blood. Like the invisible man's like choking him out, and he just like spits his own blood in his face. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. And so then everyone dies?
Yeah,
the vet dies.
Yeah, he's killing them off one by one.
Greg Grunberg dies. Does Sweater Vest die?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember how. I think this is the longest like time in between watching the movie and recording that we've ever done, because I watched it like a week ago, last Thursday. So yeah, because we didn't know when my laptop was gonna get fixed, then it was like, okay, well, I'll just watch it, and then hopefully I'll get the call saying I can go pick up my laptop, and then we can record, and it just took forever. But
right. Oh, I remembered. Sweater Vest gets a crowbar through the chest from behind.
Right. Yeah. He totally does.
Yeah.
Side note: if anyone if anyone owns a 2018 MacBook Pro and the keyboard starts to break because they made wafer thin keys that are real shit, you're probably eligible for a free keyboard repair, because I got the entire top plate of my laptop replaced for free.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Yeah, so Sebastian's killing them off one by one, and then it comes down to just him and Thanos and Elizabeth Shue. And, I mean, he gets Thanos pretty damn good. Like, rips out part of his side with that crowbar.
Yeah. And she flamethrowers him, which was, like, another one of my, like, favorite effects in the movie was, like, him being burnt, and then the burnt skin, like, blowing away.
Yeah.
As he ran. Which, like, I didn't really understand that, because, like,
the skin was dead. It wasn't a part of his. It wasn't part of his like system anymore. And so like.
Oh, okay. No,
to be put in the quantum state, they injected something into his blood, right? And so.
Okay. All right.
Once it wasn't a part of his body anymore, then you could see it. I thought it looked pretty cool.
Why did his hair go invisible then?
Because his.
Yeah, there should have been like eyebrows and eyelashes and hair and pubes, armpit hair.
Can you imagine? Just the hair walking around, and there's just so much. But that's the whole fucking body. Like, there's hair everywhere, like, except like the palms and the bottom of your
hair.
feet. So much ass crack hair. Just this line of ass crack hair floating around.
Nah, you kidding? Kevin Bacon gets his beehole waxed, I'm sure.
He would. Creepy perv.
Yeah.
Probably loves it.
Yeah, probably. Kevin Bacon was into ass eating before it was cool.
Before it was cool?
Yeah. Apparently it's the #1 sex act amongst millennials.
No.
Yeah, the more you know. I was appalled too. Until I tried it myself. No. And now I fully understand why. No, it's that does not appeal to me. I'm gonna cut this all out. Anyways,
and hey, listener, if you eat ass, it's not that we judge you. It's just that that's fucking disgusting.
To us.
Yeah.
But if you like it and it doesn't hurt anyone, I say do it.
But also,
as long as
don't.
As long as whoever's butthole you're licking is fine with you doing that.
That is the #1 concern, yes.
But brush your teeth after. Just damn.
And before, there's a lot of bacteria in your mouth.
That's true, actually. You could get like
you don't necessarily want to, put that in there. Yeah. I mean, I've only really spoken with one other human who spoke to me about their experience eating ass. And they ate ass and then got a stomach virus and had to get surgery.
Fuck.
And did not stop eating ass. Because
which tells you that it's probably pretty good, right?
Apparently. Yeah.
Like, maybe we're missing out. All right, new goal. Before next podcast, let's both eat some ass and we'll find out.
And report back, yeah. It's our new segment.
Man.
It's a new segment. It's right after our nipple play segment.
We need to do a podcast where we just like review all the weird sex acts that we've seen in the movies that we've reviewed. It's like Mythbusters or something where we try all the anyways.
Tweakbusters.
Tweakbusters. We'll make that a stretch goal on Patreon.
Perfect. Sounds
if
good.
we get X number of dollars a month, we will do the weird sex acts episode. Also, after we're done recording, I need details on who that was. So, is it someone I know?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, less interested, but still, I want to know. Where were we?
So Sebastian, gets torched.
Why did his hair turn invisible? That's right. Okay.
Right.
That's how that took us there. I take it back. I'm leaving the ass-eating stuff in.
Well, you edit, so that's your call.
Yeah. There's got to be some interesting content in the show. All right, here we go. So, so he gets torched, and then why does he start to revert? Because he's not completely invisible when he dies at the end. Because there's that scene where he kisses her. And I remember thinking, that's some pretty good fake kissing by Elizabeth Shue. Because, presumably she had to, pretend to make out with nothing. And then they just, animated him in.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really
Best
know what
acting in the
happened
movie right there.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but I mean, Thanos lives and Elizabeth Shue, and they're trying to get the fuck out, and they have to climb up the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
The sprinklers had been on, and so we got to see his silhouette for a lot of the fighting.
Right. That was cool too.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember that effect now. That was pretty good.
But yeah, they're climbing up, and they thought they got rid of him, but then he grabs her foot, and then he managed to pull her off, and they land on the broken elevator.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she stomps on the elevator, and he falls to his death. She grabs the cable and rides it up, which in real life would just shred her hand to bits, and she would also fall to death.
Be super
cables
dead.
are razor sharp. But why is he not invisible?
I'm trying to remember, and I just can't. I don't know.
I want to know now. I'm gonna Google it. But yeah, that's basically Hollow Man.
Yep, that's the story. So who would you say is the main character of this movie?
Well, I would have said Kevin Bacon, because he's the Hollow Man.
Yeah. Right? It is set up to be about him. He's the character that we learn the most about.
Uh-huh.
And he's also the villain?
Yeah. Which is you can have your main character be the villain, I guess.
Well, yeah, you can, but then but it turned into a monster movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Matt deflects the blow, throwing Sebastian into a nearby circuit box, electrocuting him and rendering him partially visible.
Oh, electrocution. I forgot about that part.
Because, at the beginning when he's on the table, she, touches him, and it, sends out, you see, the electricity kind of thing go.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
So that's why he's partially visible. And then falls down the elevator shaft, and yeah. I don't know. I guess it is kind of,
Well, this is my point. I feel like the question, who's the main character, it should be a fucking easy question to answer.
Well, I guess it's Kevin Bacon. I guess it's Kevin Bacon. And it's, but then usually if you were writing a movie where your main character was also your villain, there would be a deep, man versus self, kind of storyline where he tries to overcome something within himself, and he doesn't.
Nope.
He is a shit person and uses it, his invisibility as an excuse to be a shit person.
Yep.
So.
And then by the end, it is essentially a monster or slasher horror where people are being picked off one by one, and it's gruesome. And at that point, it should be about Elizabeth Shue's character.
Yeah, which in like I guess like you get to know her enough throughout the course of the movie, and you, I guess, learn to. Oh my god. Why?
I don't know, man. It's 3
um,
hours later for me. Suck it up.
Yeah. Well, anyways, you do I guess get to know her over the course of the movie. You learn to identify with her a little bit. She's sympathetic
for sure.
So,
but like the first half of the movie, she is not the focus at all.
No, she's not. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it could just be it's a bad movie.
Well, I mean, this is really the crux of the matter. This is what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if I were to watch this movie again, knowing what I now know, would I dislike it more, or would I kind of understand it more? Because it's like there were some scenes where I was very, very shocked, where I was like, oh, shit, he's going there right now. Okay. Damn. And I wonder, like, if knowing that that's kind of what happens in the movie, like, how would I view it differently? Would I kind of, I don't know.
I mean, I think it'd be both. I think I'd understand it more and hate it more.
It's also quite possible. Yeah, there's good chance that I wouldn't sit through another viewing of this movie.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings me to the point of maybe this movie is just one big pile of shit.
That is one big pile of shit.
Well, that is correct.
I thought so.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're off to a great start for our The Distant Future, the year 2000, 20-year retrospective of movies from 2000.
Yeah.
We got one pretty good one, Shaft. Fun movie, check it out. One real crap one, Hollow Man, don't bother. And next month, I don't know.
You don't have anything lined up for next month?
I don't think so. I think for April, I want to do Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh.
Because I think there's a Fast and Furious movie coming out in April or May. I can't remember. For March, I wrote Dinosaur, which is a Disney movie. Okay. I don't know why I wrote that. Also, at some point,
the year 2000, or
it is.
Okay.
Also, at some point, we're going to have to do Mission Impossible 2.
Oh, yeah. I barely remember
100%.
that.
Well, and I think, like, one of the reasons that I wanted to do this movie, or to do this whole, like, The Distant Future, the year 2000, was because I wanted to do movies that had 2000 in the title. But there's really only, like, 2 that I could think of. I thought there was a lot more. It was Dracula 2000 and Godzilla 2000.
Right.
So, who knows, man? But in December, we get to do reindeer games, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
A little Ben Affleck action. So, yeah. I guess next month we're watching Dinosaur.
Sounds good.
Which is good, because it's on Disney+.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Love it.
You can watch it from one of your 7 Disney Plus accounts that you have. Or whatever.
Yeah. I love watching
it's the same
Recess.
amount of content, no matter how many accounts you have, right? You get the same amount.
No, man.
Oh, did you watch the
so
first
much
episode of the Clone Wars?
Oh, no, I haven't yet.
Okay. It's pretty good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested to watch it. Oh,
yeah. It was one of the ones that they released as like an unfinished animatic version, like when they canceled the show.
Oh.
However many years ago, they released the like story reel versions.
I remember that.
Because they've been like fully voiced but not fully animated.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never actually went around back and watched that. I kind of started watching one of the episodes. It was a different one than this one, and being like, ugh, this is tough to sit through. Like, I don't actually care that much. But yeah, I guess they turned them into fully formed episodes, so that's cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, they're coming out weekly, so there'll be another one this Friday. But yeah, it's not bad.
Sweet, I'll check it out right after I'm done watching all of Even Stevens.
Woo! Is that seriously what you're doing?
Yeah, I love it.
Tight.
Love that show.
Cool. Well, we should wrap up because I still have to edit this tonight.
Oh shit.
So yeah, we should get off the Skype, and you should send me the track. Anyways, so
we should get off. Yeah.
We should get off. Well, that's what I'm gonna do while you're sending me the track, and then I'm gonna mix it.
All right. Just get off.
Yeah. Anyways, if you like the show, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at RetroCrapPod, retrocrappod@gmail.com. Twitter is the thing I check the most, so like probably just hit us up on Twitter. If you're listening to this, you know where to find us already. I don't know why I've been adding this into the end of the show for the last like 35 episodes, but you know, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, whatever.
Well, you
leave
never
a review,
know when
though.
someone found the show and they just don't even know what they're listening on, like just by accident, and now
That's true.
You've saved them.
I guess I have. But what's most important, no matter where you're listening to it, what's most important, and you can do this on pretty much any of your apps, just leave a review. 5 stars is great. Even if you don't think it's worth 5 stars, it really helps us out if you leave a review. So we appreciate that. And you can
really
leave a comment.
sold it, but
I don't like being told what to do. I assume other people also don't like being told what to do. That's why I never made it as an actor. You're gonna walk over here and stand on your mark? Like, I don't. Why? Well, you need to come stand on your mark. Just right over here. You can walk into the room through that door and just stand on your mark. I don't think I'd stand there. I'm like Burt Reynolds on Celebrity Jeopardy.
so impossible to work with.
Yeah.
But really fun to watch.
Big hat. It's funny. Yeah, leaving a review is super important. And also just like telling a friend if you enjoy the show and you think that, you know, someone who might dig a sense of humor, an episode that really just kind of peters out at the end, just doesn't really finish strong. It's like a big, long, convoluted thing. The guy really doesn't know how to...
Like every time, I think. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's telling of how I live my life. And
our podcast ends the way, like, when you're, like, leaving someone's house and the goodbye takes, like, 15 minutes. And you're, like, slowly inching out the door.
You want to keep hanging out, but, like, you have to go to work in the mornings. Like, you should go to bed. You're both pretty tired, but you're still like, I want to keep hanging out. Why do we have to have adult commitments and, you know, have to pay rent? And yeah, man. So anyways, that's it. That's the show. We'll be back next month with our first Disney movie, I think, right? First Disney movie on the show.
I think so.
We haven't done Return to Oz.
Oh my gosh.
We've watched Return to Oz. It's terrifying, but we haven't reviewed it. So anyways, yeah, Dinosaur. If you guys want to get caught up, we're gonna watch that. And that's the show. And remember, as I always say at the end of every episode, keep watching crap.